Hello student, today we are going to study the chameleon algorithm. First we shall discuss about why do we need the chameleon algorithm and what is the advantage of the chameleon algorithm. The chameleon algorithm is just like a chameleon which is found in our gardens, which changes its color or pigments along with its surroundings. Like this, the chameleon algorithm is a dynamic clustering technique in comparison to the other technique that we have studied, like k-mean, dbScan, and Cure algorithm, that were the static clustering modeling techniques. These clustering techniques have certain parameter on after when these satisfies, then it perform the clustering operations. But Chameleon take the uh, consider the internal properties of a cluster, and on basis of that it can take the dynamic decisions depending upon the data sets. So this is a smart algorithm that's based on the hierarchical clustering, and it is much advanced in comparison to its counterparts. The chameleon algorithm can be studied in two phases, divided in two phases. In first phase, we use a graph partitioning algorithm to cluster the data item into larger number of relatively small subclusters. So in it, when we get a lot of data, first we create a graph using the KNN technique or KNN technique, and after that we partition that KNN graph-based structure into smaller subclusters. This is the first phase of the chameleon algorithm. And after when that we have divided the original graph into smaller subclusters, in second phase we perform the agglomerative hierarchical clustering. In it we merge the two subclusters on basis of some parameter like internal closeness and internal relativity. And when the new clusters created, then the newly created set of the clusters are again merged together to form a larger one. This procedure continues until we meet the criteria of the internal closeness and internal connectivity. So, internal connectivity. Uh, this chameleon algorithms for keyword-based clustering on large number of genes. And chameleon algorithm correctly identify all the 26 genes in the right clusters. And it's basically used in the biomaterial literatures. And now coming back to the procedure of the chameleon algorithm, here in this diagram, it is shown that the initial data set is uh, is represented with the help of KNN graph. In KNN graph, each node is get connected to the k number of its nearest k number of nodes. In this way, all the data points get connected with the rest of the elements, and we get a enlarged detailed network of nodes which are connected to each other, and each node is connected with k nearest neighbors. After that, we divide these into smaller subclusters by setting up the value of k equals to 1, 2, or 3. For when we set the value of k equals to 1, then each node we get connected to the nearest neighbor. And when k is equal to 2, then it get connected to the two nearest neighbor, and similarly. And in this way, the original inner graph created by the k nearest neighbor technique gets partitioned into the smaller subclusters. Then in the second phase, in merge partitions, these subclusters are merged to form a larger size cluster using considering the two parameters, the relative interconnectivity and relative closeness. I shall discuss these these two parameters in detail in the next slides. in Chameleon determines the most similar subclusters. For measuring the degree of similarity between two subclusters, we use the terms interconnectivity and the term internal closeness or similarity. That similarity. It means that in Chameleon, we analyze the internal characteristic of the clusters with each other and then decide that they should be part of the same cluster or they should remain separated. First of all, I am showing you the example of the forming the k nearest neighbor graph. Here in figure A, each data set is independent and it's not connected to any other one. In the figure B, each node is each node get connected with its nearest possible neighbor. And in figure C, each node get connected with two nearest neighbor, and the figure D, each node get connected with the three nearest neighbors. In this way, we can see that using the k nearest technique, the sparse graph can be easily represented. By representing the data set with help of a sparse graph, we get the advantage in when we partition these graphs into for the smaller value of the k, then then the data points that are far apart are completely disconnected, because in it we use the concept that only the nearest available neighbor are get connected. So in this way, we automatically the data that are far away and not similar to the nearby elements. Now, when the partition has been done, the next step is the merging of the subclusters. Before merging two subclusters, we measure the two parameters, the relative interconnectivity and relative closeness. First among these two is the relative interconnectivity. The relative connectivity between a pair of clusters Ci and Cj is defined as the absolute interconnectivity between Ci and Cj normalized with respect to the internal interconnectivity of the two clusters Ci and Cj. Here R of Ri of Ci Cj is equal to absolute connectivity between Ci and Cj upon absolute connectivity of Ci plus absolute connectivity of Cj divided by 2. Here the term absolute connectivity ECCI Cj between a pair of clusters Ci and Cj is defined as the sum of the weight of the edges that connects vertices in Ci to the vertices in Cj. Here, for combining two clusters of Ci and Cj with each other, the edge that connects these two weight are summed up and is divided by the number of edges which used to connect these two. And that's called the absolute connectivity between the Ci and Cj. Similarly, the internal connectivity of a cluster Ci can be captured by the size of its min-cut bisector. Or in simple word, we can say for a cluster Ci, the number of edges that need to be removed for partitioning the cluster into two portions. Then those edges weights are summed up and divided by the number of these edges is called the internal connectivity of that cluster. Similarly, so the relative interconnectivity RCI Ci Cj is equals to the number of edge connecting the Ci with Cj divided by number of edges between these Ci and Cj upon number of edges which partition the Ci into two portions, two equal portions, average weight plus number of average weight of the edge partitioning the Cj cluster into two parts upon 2. And next one is the relative closeness. Next, the relative closeness or average similarity is the term that is used. It is the for relative closeness is equal to is shown by the following formula. Here, connecting the average similarity between the point in Ci that are connected to the point Cj. The average similarity between the points from the two clusters is equal to the average weight of the edges connecting vertices Ci to the vertices in Cj. The average similarity is equals to the weight of the edges that connect Ci with Cj. Cj. So the numerator of this formula is SEC, absolute connectivity of Ci Cj. It's represented here by S bar EC, but it represents the average similarity. But it's equal same the term that was used for absolute connectivity in the interrelativity. So Ci Cj is the average weight of the edges connecting vertices Ci to the vertices in Cj. Upon here, mod of Ci is equals to the average weight of the edges which part with average weight of the edges in cluster Ci upon Ci plus Cj, with the average weight of Ci plus average weight of Cj into SEC Ci. Here it is also the same term used in the interconnectivity, means the number of average weight of the edges which partition the cluster Ci into two equal halves. Similarly, S bar EC Cj is the average weight of the edges which partition the Cj into two equal parts. So the relative closeness formula is like this. When we calculate these two, then we merge two subcluster only if the relative interconnectivity between the two clusters is greater than the threshold of relative interconnectivity, and the relative closeness is greater than the threshold of relative closeness. If these two criteria satisfies, then only we perform merging. So the Canadian two-phase clustering algorithm, in first phase 1, finding the initial subcluster. So first we find the initial subcluster using a graph partitioning algorithm and partition the k nearest neighbor graph of data set into large number of partitions such as cut set. Edge cut, the sum of the weight of the edges that straddle or partition is minimized. The link within the cluster will be stronger and more plentiful than links across the clusters. Graph partitioning algorithms are very effective in capturing the global structure of the graph. The graph partitioning algorithms are capable of computing the partitioning that have a very small edge cut. And for this, we use the H-Mattis algorithm. So in H-Mattis algorithm, the edge cut between the cluster is minimized, and each one of these subclusters contain at least 25% of the node. So for every edge cut, the subcluster should have at least 25% of the node, and if the criteria does not satisfy, then we terminate. because when the larger subcluster contains fewer than a specified number of vertices, then we also terminate. So, means, and in the phase 2 of the when merging the subcluster in using the dynamic framework, Chameleon uses agglomerative hierarchical clustering algorithm. Select the most similar pair of the cluster by looking both at the relative interconnectivity and their relative closeness. As I've told you, the merging takes place only when the relative interconnectivity of Ci-Cj is greater than the threshold of relative interconnectivity, and relative closeness is greater than the threshold of relative closeness. Another formula that is used for merging the two cluster together that is used is Ri of the Ci-Cj, means relative interconnectivity of Ci-Cj into relative interconnectivity of Ci-Cj to the power alpha, where alpha is a user specified parameter. If alpha is greater than 1, then Chameleon gives a higher importance to the relative closeness. If alpha is less than 1, it gives the higher importance on the relative interconnectivity. So either of these two schemes can be used to judge whether the merging should take place or not. And now the complexity of the Chameleon algorithm. The complexity of the Chameleon algorithm, where n is the number of data item and m is the number of initial subcluster produced by the graph partitioning algorithm. Each initial subcluster has the same number of nodes n by m, and compute the key nearest neighbor graph will take O n log n size. And graph partitioning algorithm will take O mod b plus mod e. And so the first phase will take O log n by m, and bisecting each one of the initial m subcluster will take O n by m. So finding the most similar pair of cluster, and merging will take O n m. Merging will take O n m times. So the overall time is the merging nm, O of nm merging cost plus n log n dividing cost, and the finding the most similar cluster is equals to m square log m. So overall complexity is equals to O of nm plus n log n plus m square log n. The experimental evaluation of value, comparing this with the rest of algorithm, we find out that the Chameleon can discover natural cluster of different shape and size. Merging decision dynamically adapt to different cluster model characterized by the cluster in consideration. It means it can be applied over any of the data set, any natural data set of different size and shapes. This uses the dynamic modeling, which is based on agglomerative hierarchical method. So, and it is applied over every kind of data, and it performs better clustering than the static modeling technique like dbScan, k-mean, and Q algorithm. So, thank you.